Oysters, clams, and mussels. At a seafood counter, they look like the same thing. 3 grey, stony shells sitting on a bed of ice. They share that same weathered, calcified texture, hard and shut tight. At times, it's difficult to tell them apart. If they look so similar on the outside, what exactly creates the gap between them? Is it their way of life? Is it a different strategy for survival? Or is it the flavour they leave on the plate, where one is served raw, another is steamed, and the third is tossed with pasta?
I'm Edward. Join me as we explore these 3 survivors on QC Project Simple Things.
Beneath the stony armour lies the vulnerability of a soft-bodied creature. Those 2 hard shells are a fortress for the delicate life inside. If you're wondering how these animals hunt, the answer is simple. They don't. They are passive filter feeders. By vibrating millions of microscopic hairs called cilia, they draw a constant current of water through their gills. These gills act as both lungs and a high-precision sieve, trapping plankton and organic matter while circulating the water back to the ocean. A single oyster can filter up to 50 gallons of water a day. But why exactly is one shell jagged and heavy, while another is smooth and light? Why is the meat of one firm and briny, while the other is soft and sweet? Does the difference lie in their lineage, or is it a direct result of their survival strategy? The answer begins with the way they choose to live. The oyster is a settler. Once it finds a home, it secretes a limestone cement and becomes one with the landscape. In a healthy reef, oysters stack upon one another in staggering densities, up to 6,000 individuals per square metre. In the wild, these strategies are etched into the landscape. Walk a tidal flat at low tide, and you'll see them as jagged, razor-sharp clusters fused to rocks and dock posts. They don't hide, so they grow armour. The clam is a fugitive. Its survival depends on disappearance. Using a muscular foot, it drills into the seabed, vanishing beneath the silt. Dig just a few inches into the wet sand, and you'll hit the smooth, cool shell of a clam, buried where it's safest, closed tight like a held breath. Because it lives in the soft safety of the sand, its shell evolved for speed and seal, smooth, symmetrical, and designed to stay shut. The mussel is an opportunist. It anchors itself with byssal threads, protein fibers as tough as synthetic cables. They huddle in massive beds, reaching densities of over 1,000 individuals per square metre. If you lift a rope from a farm or a piling, you'll feel the mussel's grip. Dozens of shells packed together, held by threads that look delicate until you try to rip one free. They don't cement for life. They grip, using the strength of the collective to withstand the current. Different environmental pressures have forged different types of armour. But how do you actually identify those survival strategies at a glance on a seafood counter? A shell is a battle record written in calcium, blunt, scarred, and honest. To tell them apart at a glance, look at the geometry of their survival. Oysters are the outcasts of symmetry. Their shells are rough, heavy, and completely irregular. No 2 are alike. One side is usually flat, while the other cups deep to hold the meat. That jagged, stone-like exterior is the price they pay for a life spent fused to a rock. Clams are the masters of the seal. Their shells are smooth, rounded, and perfectly balanced. The 2 halves are mirror images, joined by a thick, powerful hinge. This symmetry is a mechanical necessity to keep the door shut tight against predators and the suffocating pressure of the sand. Mussels are built for the current. Look for that teardrop shape, sleek, elongated, and stained dark blue or black. They have a pointed end to split the rushing water and a rounded end to pack together. It's streamlined survival, a shape designed to endure the relentless pull of the tide without letting go. But once you crack those shells open, the real distinction begins. Not in the geometry of the shell, but in the profile of the flavour. Oysters are about mineral hit and creaminess. The first thing you notice is the intense brine, a sharp, salty liquid that coats the tongue. The meat itself is firm and slick, turning buttery and rich as you bite into the belly. Because they filter so much water, they often leave a metallic aftertaste that lingers. It's a cold, concentrated, fatty experience. Clams are about muscle and clean sweetness. Unlike the oyster's softness, a clam has serious resistance. The meat is rubbery and springy, requiring a deliberate chew that releases a clean, sugary liquor. There's no creaminess here. It's a lean, savory bite with a grit-free, salty finish. Mussels are about earthiness and absorption. Their texture is soft, dense, and slightly grainy. On their own, they have a mild, nutty undertone. Their real strength is their porous meat, which soaks up fats and acids like a sponge. You don't eat a mussel for a salt rush. You eat it for the flavor of the sauce it's cooked in. That is the essence of these three survivors. But how do you capture that raw, oceanic power and lock it into a single, perfect bite? Oysters are the purists of the plate. Because their identity is so tied to their place flavor, they are most powerful when eaten raw. On the half shell, an oyster isn't a recipe. It's a direct sample of the sea. You don't season an oyster, you frame it. A squeeze of lemon or a splash of mignonette is just a spotlight for that cold, metallic brine. Even if you grill or bake them, the goal is the same. Stop the second the meat plumps before that precious liquor evaporates. Clams are the workhorses of the kitchen. They are built for heat and depth. Small ones can be shucked raw, but most find their calling in the steam. When a clam pops open, it releases a briny gold, a salty, concentrated broth that begs to be the base of a chowder or tossed into a pan of linguine. Their firm, muscular meat can handle the simmer, spreading that sweet, salty depth through everything it touches. Mussels are the sprinters. They don't have the stamina of a clam. A mussel dish is a race against the clock. Steam, open, and get them off the heat immediately. Because their flesh is so porous, they act like a sponge for aromatics. They don't just sit in a broth of wine and garlic. They inhale it. If you overcook them, they don't get tough. They get mealy and sad. In the kitchen, these aren't just ingredients. They are timers. You aren't looking for safe looking and dry. You are waiting for that precise split second when they transition from tight to tender. Beyond the taste and the texture, there is the fuel. These are dense, oceanic powerhouses of nutrition. So, outside of a perfect bite, are they actually good for you? It's easy to get lost in the romance of shells and seawater, but these survivors are essentially concentrated fuel. They offer a rare efficiency, high-octane protein with almost zero dead weight in fats. They don't just provide calories, they provide recovery. Oysters are the gold standard for zinc. A single serving can deliver over 500% of your daily requirement, a massive hit for immune function and cellular repair. Clams and mussels are the powerhouses of vitamin B12 and iron, essential for blood health and sustained energy. Beyond that, they are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, the same heart-healthy fats found in deep-sea fish, but delivered in a much leaner package. This isn't a superfood miracle, it's just biology. Because they spend their lives filtering nutrients from the environment, they become a living concentration of the ocean's best minerals. Their daily survival in the water becomes a potent gift on your plate. Filter feeding isn't just a meal, it's a massive environmental reset. A single adult oyster can filter up to 50 gallons of water a day, stripping out nitrogen and pollutants that would otherwise choke the ecosystem. Unlike industrial fish farms that pump in antibiotics and tons of external feed, these shellfish demand zero input. They don't just grow in the water, they actively repair it, turning murky coastlines into clear, breathable habitats. Beyond the water quality, they are the ocean's engineers. Oyster and mussel reefs function as living breakwaters, absorbing wave energy and shielding shorelines from erosion during storm surges. They create a complex neighborhood, a three-dimensional sanctuary for hundreds of other marine species. It is a rare biological paradox. A creature we harvest for food is the same one building the foundation for life. Some ingredients only take from the earth, but these participate in its survival. When you stand at the seafood counter, you aren't just looking at dinner. You're looking at a map of a healthier ocean. Our confusion usually starts at the market. We see 3 shells on a bed of ice, 3 prices, and we lump them together as shellfish. But these aren't interchangeable ingredients. They are neighbors with entirely different lives. Once you understand their 3 ways of staying alive, cementing, burrowing, and tethering, you can't unsee them. A rough, jagged shell is a life spent exposed to the open sea. A smooth, clean shell is a life spent sealed in safety. A long, dark valve is a life spent holding its ground against the tide. The mistake isn't ignorance, it's just looking at the surface. We let the display dictate the story. But when you look past the ice, you see that a shell isn't just a container for meat, it's the autobiography of a survivor. I want to give you the 10-second rule. This is the fastest way to turn seafood counter confusion into logic you can taste. Forget the fancy talk. We're establishing an expert ritual, decoding shapes and testing life. Scan the ice bed quickly with your eyes and hands. Rough. Think of oysters. This rugged form protects succulent meat with a deep mineral profile. The perfect choice for raw or grilled dishes when you want the unadulterated taste of place. Round. That's your clams. Their symmetrical structure represents firm flesh and rich sweetness, with the strength to hold their flavor through steaming soups or sauces. Long. The mussels, a miracle of infusion, born to be bathed in steaming herbal broths where aroma is paramount. Don't let the shape fool you without life. Tap the shell to see it snap shut and feel the weight of elite seawater trapped inside. In just 10 seconds, you aren't just guessing. You're reading the DNA of your food. And searching for the best among them is asking the wrong question. Oysters, clams, and mussels aren't in a race. They are 3 different answers to the same ocean. One anchor builds a life on a single spot, one tunneler waits in the silence of the sand, and one griper turns a simple broth into a feast. The real secret? Food tastes like more than just salt and protein. It tastes like a strategy for staying alive. It tastes like the specific corner of the world that shaped it. The next time you see these 3 names together, don't just think about dinner. Look closer. Not to make it complicated, but to finally read the story written on the shell. We've just traveled through 3 different survival stories of the ocean, from the harsh tides to the nutrients on your plate. If you enjoyed this story, tell us in the comments what simple thing we should explore next. Your idea might become our next episode.
I am Edward, and this is QC Project Simple Things. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the simple things in everyday life. Because what you see is never the whole story. There's always something deeper beneath the surface. See you in the next one.